Hello, everybody. My name's Nerdy Lover, and welcome to episode number 3 of the Italian version of our football betting series here on YouTube. As you can see, we had a flawless weekend in Italy anyway. Don't check out the Premier League video. 3 wins from 3 bets. You can't say fairer than that. So let's quickly recap them before we go into the predictions for this upcoming weekend of the 27th and 28th, I want to say. So let's start with our double. Lazio and Torino played out a ball draw, and so did Salernitana and Udinese. So with both of them drawing and us just saying that the other team wouldn't win, thanks to Lazio and thanks to Salernitana, we picked up £16 and 67 pence from our £10 stake. Second game on the Saturday saw Sassuolo hosts Lecce, and despite Sassuolo's dominance, they didn't really make it easy. It took a brilliant goal from Bernardi to seal the deal on this one, but we did pick up £17 for our £20 stake. And we had to wait until Sunday afternoon. It was actually our last bet across all 3 divisions. Napoli played Monza. I figured because Napoli were so dominant and scored 5 in matchday 1 that they would definitely be able to beat Monza, and comfortably. They did, winning 4-0. So despite the odds only being about 1-2, we did pick up £11 profit. So in total, matchday 2, we picked up £45 and 27 pence. If I just quickly scroll up to the all-time records. In Serie A, we still have a 100% winning record, picking up £77 and 69 pence from our 6 bets, which when you're dealing with £20 stakes isn't bad at all. Premier League's not going so well. La Liga's going all right. So yeah, I think that's all I want to say for the intro section of this video. So let's jump into the first bet of matchday 3 as Milan take on Bologna. As promised, Milan host Bologna in our first bets, and Milan are unbeaten in the last 13 games against Bologna, and they've won 6 of the last 7. Milan have 4 points through the first 2 games. 2 Bologna's 1, and interestingly, Bologna have managed to get a man sent off in each of their 2 games so far. Ante Rebic has scored twice already, averaging a goal every 65 minutes of on-field action. And I've been actually really impressed with Brahim Diaz. He looks sharp early on in the season here. The first bet, with Milan at about 1-3, will be adding them into an accumulator, which we will be building throughout today's episode. So that's it, Milan in a single as part of our accumulator. Next up, we have Spezia hosting Sassuolo, and both teams, bizarrely, have identical records, even though it is only 2 games in. Spezia and Sassuolo have lost games by 3-0 and picked up 1-0 victories so far this season. Spezia won against Empoli before losing against Inter Milan in Milan. And Sassuolo picked up their 3-0 loss on matchday 1 against Juventus in Turin, which is one of the harder games of the season, to be fair, before winning last week 1-0 against Lecce to give us a little bit of profit. When we look at the head-to-head, Spezia have only won 1 of the last 8 encounters against Sassuolo, losing the other 6 and drawing once. This does mean that Sassuolo have won 3/4 of the games that they have played against one another. In the 4 games that Sassuolo and Spezia have played in Serie A, Sassuolo average a 61% possession rate, outshooting Spezia by 15 shots to 9 on average, and it results in a goal output of about 3 goals per game for Sassuolo. Do I think Sassuolo will keep up that good form? I don't see why not. Do I think that Spezia can cope with a team that averages 3 goals against them? No. So we're going to take Sassuolo here in a single as part of our bet, but we're also going to lay Spezia on the sportsbook, and we're going to add that to Milan as we build this accumulator. Our third and final featured match in today's episode sees Fiorentina hosting Napoli, and Napoli have dominated this fixture in recent history, winning at Fiorentina's home ground in each of the last 3 seasons. Napoli have also started stronger of the 2 teams with victories against Monza and Hellas, scoring 9 goals in their first 2 games. Fiorentina have not looked great so far. They had a narrow win against Cremonese, but they did concede twice. And then they drew against a 10-men Empoli side, who had a man sent off around about the 65th minute. So it's not reassuring stuff from Fiorentina. There's been no slowdown on Napoli. They have the recent head-to-head record. I can't see why we wouldn't go for Napoli in a single at about 6-5. And then we're going to add Napoli double chance into our accumulator to make up the third leg there. So as well as the singles, we do have a triple on the go. So the triple is AC Milan to win against Bologna in a single. Spezia Sassuolo, we're going to take Sassuolo double chance and Napoli double chance against Fiorentina. That comes to odds of 2.36, and for our £10 stake, we could see a return of £23.64. Okie dokie, to recap then, we have 3 bets on this weekend. The first of which sees Spezia hosting Sassuolo. At odds of 1.38, our £20 stake would return £27.60 should Sassuolo win. Next up, Fiorentina host Napoli in a game that Napoli have dominated of recent times. So I really think we're getting good value here at 6-5 or 1.22 on the exchange. Our £20 stake to return £24.40. And finally, we're going to take AC Milan to beat Bologna in a single, and then we're going to take our 2 other singles and turn them into double chances for a threefold. That threefold comes at odds of 1.36, £10 stake to return £13.60. So this weekend, we will be risking £50 to hopefully pick up 65.60. Now, I'm thinking it might not be 65.60 because both Sassuolo and Napoli are away from home. What I will probably end up doing, and I'll show evidence of that in episode 4 of the Italian series, is say Napoli take the lead against Fiorentina, we'll probably lay Fiorentina, taking a little bit of equity off the market to return something like £15 should Napoli go ahead and win. But I'll explain that should that eventuality arise in the next episode. So all that's left is for me to say, if you've made it to this point in the video, please drop a like down below. Thank you very much for watching. My name's been Nerdy Lover, and as always, have yourself a lovely day.